the selfie camera on the 15 Pro Max. Let me tell you, you put it in a lighting situation like this, it looks like you're recording through the webcam on an old laptop. It's bad. Hi everyone, welcome to Murphy's Law Garage. Today's an awesome day because it's new camera equipment day. Many people ask us all the time, what exactly are you using to shoot video? Because it looks great in 4K on my big 80-inch TV. Well, we use iPhones, and the phone that is filming this right now is an iPhone 15 Pro Max. Well, it's a business investment for me. I've been waiting. The 16 wasn't a good enough upgrade, but the 17 has extensively more camera upgrades for the things that make the most sense for me, that are most important. And that is the wide-angle lens and the selfie camera have now been increased in megapixel, and they have larger sensors, which means better low light performance. So first thing I'm going to do is we're going to take this beautiful thing out of the box. And I just want you to pay close attention to everything you're seeing here in the light. All of the details that are visible. Because we're going to swap cameras here, and I'm going to show you the difference between these two. All right, let's go ahead and take this beautiful orange, the Cosmic Orange 512 gigabyte iPhone 17 Pro Max out of its box. Now I want this to be as real world as possible. I'm not some tech reviewer. We use these cameras for work. So I'm going to show you what makes the most sense for me. Oh man, look at how pretty the orange is. Wow. That's wild. You can see here I got a clear case for it so that we can see that pretty color. You ready? Here's some ASMR. Now, I should mention, I'm not running a microphone right now. We are using the 15 Pro Max's microphone. I believe that we are going to see an improvement in audio as well. See? Look at that coating on the screen is much more even textured than the 15 Pro Max for sure. And then, hey, you can see me in it. All right, so next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring the phone up to the camera and I'm going to roll it around and just pay attention to details and shadows and difficult lighting situations like looking down inside of this port. The port is freaking orange. What? Look at that. The freaking port is orange. Pay attention to the difficult lighting scenarios, right? What does it look like? Same, we're going to go into the highlight with the 15 here. So looking at the 15 Pro Max's ability to see these things. This is a mechanical part from my Mustang. And I'm going to highlight to you certain things that make it better or worse for film. Look at the detail of like scratches inside of here. Look at the trash on this grooving here. Look at the text on the crank sprocket. Right? Look at all of those details. Now, let's make it really hard. All right, let's do the same thing again. This is very common for us because we shoot in an engine bay and under a car where it's shaded from light. Let's find that text again. There it is. Can you see that? How are you doing with reading that text? I have to get it in the lights for you. How about the trash that was on this part of it? How about the damage to the inside of the bore of this? How well can you see that? Next, let's bring the 17 back up again. Look at the highlights and the lowlights. The detail, color quality. Look at that difficult lighting situation inside this port. Can you necessarily tell that that's still orange? Is it because you knew it was orange before? How about the box? Because we looked at the box, right? Look at the quality of the lighting on the box. We looked at that model number on here. How well can you read that? All right, so next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to swap these two. So I'm going to start up the iPhone 17, get it set up, and then I'm going to put my 15 down here, and we're going to attempt to see if you can ascertain a difference in the video quality and the audio quality. Hey everyone, sorry to interrupt that awesome video that you're watching, but I need to take a minute to talk about our channel sponsor, CarLock. I don't know if you know this, but approximately every 3 seconds in the US, a vehicle is stolen.
And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be part of that statistic. And CarLock is here to help you not become part of that statistic. How? Well, they sell a both OBD2 and hardwired version of a GPS tracking device that is 4G LTE enabled. Oh, but wait, there's more. It sends real-time notifications to your smartphone to say things like, hey, vibration has been detected. The door has been opened. Hey, your device has been disconnected. Someone's trying to steal it. Oh no, your engine has started. And even worse, your vehicle is now in motion and you didn't do it. And having those types of notifications for my project cars give me serious peace of mind. And they will for you too. Now, they also sell extension cables and splitters if you want to hide your OBD2 device under the dash, as well as extra sensors to increase your level of security if you so choose to. And for a short time, you're going to get a discount on your device. Well, down below, I'm going to have a code. First code is going to be for 10% off of CarLock's Amazon store. Second code is going to be for 14 free days of service. Y'all go check that out. Thank you very much, CarLock, for sponsoring this video here today. Y'all pick one up to help support the channel. Let's get back to the video.
All right, everyone. Here we are on the iPhone 17 Pro Max in Cosmic Orange. One of the things I want you to pay attention to now is, does the sound any different? Does it sound better? Does it sound worse? What about visuals? I have the new phone set to the same setting as the 15 Pro Max so that we're not cheating here. The 17 Pro Max is capable of 8K, and I am shooting instead in 4K 30, which is my normal content viewing. So no cheating there. This is real world, real sensor quality improvements. So let's start with, see, I'm erasing my old phone. Let's start with rolling this phone around. When you're just looking at the quality of the video, remember, oh, that's dirty. Challenging lighting situations, right? Let's look down into the port. Look at the details you see. Here's the iPhone 17 box. Let's look at the detail on the back of the box. Roll it around, watch the shadows and the highlights. And then here's it. Let me not accidentally drop this on that guy. Let's look at the part. All right, we're looking for that damage right there inside of it, those scars. Get the detail of the trash right here. And the lettering and words. Now, let's go ahead and put this into a difficult situation. Now we are looking for those words, wherever they are. Here they are. Okay, there's the text. Let's roll this around. There's that damage inside of the bore here. Again, very difficult lighting situation. Let's look at the phone. Looking at details here. That port, very dark and shadowed. Here's some highlights and lowlights. Last but not least, our box. Let's roll this around. Let's look at the text. And now I can tell you immediately that that definitely looks sharper, looking at this small text right here. But I'm also looking through the phone's viewfinder, so take that as you will. I'm going to have to look at this in post. All right, y'all. So I've reviewed the video, at least through the viewfinder. It's not quite the same as pulling it up on my MacBook and looking at it. It is very clear to me that there is more detail in the low light. And realistically, that's what I needed. That's a real life situation where having those larger sensors work. Forget about the bigger processor and the bigger battery and it's got fancy colors. Real world here. I use this phone as a video camera. It's the easiest way for me to do it. I prefer it as compared to a proper full-on camera. And it does that better, including the higher megapixel rate of the selfie camera, which is a big deal because it looked pretty bad before. And now it looks so much better because I went in and looked at some of this footage. So I think if you're a content creator, a small content creator like me, and you're using iPhones for this content, I think it's worthwhile. In fact, let's give you some low light, because that larger sensor obviously deals with low light better. Well, we got a high glare situation right here. Let me touch my face. Okay, it made an adjustment. Man, that is impressive. The selfie camera on the 15 Pro Max, let me tell you, you put it in a lighting situation like this, it looks like you're recording through the webcam on an old laptop. It's bad. Anyway, there are many different reasons why this is going to work out better for us, but I at least wanted you to see Murphy's Law Garage's opinion on whether or not, if you use your phone for video, it's an improvement. It absolutely is. As well as I do a good bit of light medium duty editing, and that can be challenging and slow to render whenever I'm doing shorts and stuff like that. So the extra horsepower and RAM is going to help me out a lot with that. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. As usual, we love you. Peace.